The idea in this presentation of consciousness itself is to open up some of these esoteric ways of looking at oneself and still incorporating all the yogic philosophy. In other words, this needs to be an open source affair. There's no secrets here. Everything should be as we're experiencing it in the reality of our experience. We can verify in our own bodies, and then we can share that verification across, whatever form we choose to share. But that's all. There's no more secrets, guys. There's no more secret mantras. And you can do magical incantations. You can do all this little stupid shit, And it works to some degree. It's better than doing nothing, I suspect. But still, focus yourself on Ik Oankar. And then you can still have fun with this. The trick here for me is to align. I have a philosophical image. I have a visionary image. I have a psychological image. I have a biological image, a neurotransmitter-driven image. There's so many images that are superimposed. And here's the trick I've noticed. The closer I can start aligning those images into one focal image. In other words, I might have these great dreams of Shiva and everything else, and and your body's not quite there. Well, it's got to align. Everything has to. When these images align, click, 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 just like that, it aligns everything. Just a little. I'm noticing how it works in myself, and I'm trying to share that with you. Take the time to set yourself in yogic form. Really, guys, I'm talking to those that are willing to try this. It doesn't mean to become a contortionist. It just means you have to sit with a straight spine and be comfortable in your body. That's all it means. And then you find a way to regulate your breath and heartbeat. You set that cadence into it, almost a subliminal. It's just going all the time. And it aligns everything in your body with that. That becomes the commanding idea of this whole thing. Guru, my 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 Guru. That kind of thing, and you can have fun with it. You can move it around and bring it across, and after a while you'll hear the whole world just doing that. There's a line in Guru Granth Sahib says, the frogs are, and you listen out, you go, that's what you're saying. So it's kind of, you get a feeling for that undulation of consciousness that permeates everything, that is everything, that's creating this, you, me, this interface. So yeah, this is the point. I just wanted to let you know this is where I'm coming from on this. Just trying to share that the possibilities of exploring these states of consciousness in this human form can have ways of being communicated without creating cults or all the rest of the stupid shit we do to gain power. I think it can be open source, and I think that's going to free everybody. Problem, and keep this in mind, it's going to go a bit long here, but once you start working around the siddhas, the powers, once you start playing with those things, because they just happen automatically once you become a yogi of any kind of consequence. It's not a big deal. You're able to, in a sense, hypnotize the whole world to believe exactly what you want. That's what happens. But you're also smart enough to know that the cost of that karmic situation is so staggering that you would never even think that way. And you're watching that very carefully. Okay? So the idea here is to inhabit your form. Be aware of limitations. Set up protocols of happiness, joy, compassion. So those always are the main things that are emanating from you. And, if you're like me, those are the main things, but occasionally just things you're going to get pissed off at, like this thing in Gaza, which I won't get started on, but nonetheless.